Sometimes the ball just bounces your way. An incredibly lucky moment to watch at an NBA game was when Russell Westbrook missed an ambitious dunk, but gets an extremely lucky bounce.
Westbrook blows the jam, but then gets the shooter's roll.
Sometimes we wish we could add special effects in our real-life speeches. Somehow this groom managed to get an incredible effect when a lightning hit right after he said 2020 has not been the best year.
2020 has not been the best year.
When a Redditor was making a slow-motion footage of some bees, he somehow managed to capture an amazing shot of a bee collision. During a BMX race, after one of the riders made an incredible jump which he didn't land, he lost the lead by quite a bit, but somehow managed to get himself up and actually passed the other riders and won the race. We can often see whales leap out of the water. An incredibly lucky moment for a tour boat was when the whale made a giant leap, but missed them by just a few inches. In a Matrix-like moment, when two guys were imitating Conor McGregor at night, somehow he was coincidentally driving by and stopped to say hi to them, and that probably made the guy's night. A van driver got very lucky when his styrofoam box jumped back into his van while driving twice in a row. Even though drone footage is usually pretty good to see at events, sometimes mistakes can happen with drones. A skier got pretty lucky when a drone malfunctioned, and he missed it by just a few feet.
Marcel.
Oui, il est
Ah,
pas
il est
parti pour
super
assurer
bien
là.
parti.
Oh là là, le
qu'est-ce qui s'est passé, le drone? C'est le drone.
Incroyable cette image. On allait perdre Marcel Hirscher. Hein.
Ouais.
In what looked like a moment from the Spider-Man movie, a guy in motorcycle managed to avoid getting hurt at all when he jumped into the top of the car he hit. At a car race, one of the drivers pushed another off the track, and in a 1 in a million save, it turns out that the push actually helped him get ahead.
Started back here coming to the line. They got together and the car started wobbling and bobbling. Just a little shortcut.
I cannot believe he saved that car.
No,
At a moto racing event, one of the drivers got extremely lucky when he saved himself from what would have been a very bad fall, and even finished the race on his knees.
I break something, so I just wanted to save myself and in the
When a man made a sort of DIY sled, he was sliding down a hill covered in snow, which led directly to a road in which two cars were passing by pretty fast, and the man got extremely lucky. What seemed to be an unlucky moment turned out to be a lucky one when Angelica Bingston's pole broke during the jump. But because of the pole break, she got another try, which turns out to be the national record.
Anything like that. Better news is she's afforded another try as a result of that, so another third attempt to try to join them at the next height. And putting the trust in her new pole, she gets over the bar. That's a new outdoor lifetime best.
It's a known fact that skiing is not the safest sport. When one of the competitors attempted to do a trick while going down the hill, he got lucky and managed to stay upright and not fall.
Then continues on with that 180 at the back. Zeb graduated last year.
A very scary and unexpected moment happened when a car was driving along a slippery and windy road, when all of a sudden, the trees on the side of the road started falling down. Luckily, no one was hurt. At a baseball game, a foul ball got a little too close to a crowd member. Not very often we see a circus shot in the NBA. At a San Antonio versus Oklahoma City game, Russell Westbrook got very lucky with a shot that wasn't expected at all to land.
Oh, wow.
that's going to count. That thing took forever.
When a wheel of a huge truck detached from the vehicle, the tires seemed to go straight for a man riding his bicycle nearby. Luckily, the wheel didn't actually touch him, and no one was hurt. A little-known fact is that sharks aren't very aggressive and rarely attack humans. But that doesn't take away the fact that they're terrifying. A scary moment to watch was when a man made a jump to the water and had an encounter with a massive white shark. When a driver in a Jeep was climbing a sort of hill, he didn't realize that at the top, there was another car parked with a person right next to it. So when he got to the top, the car's brake and the driver's reflexes were really put to the test. When a skateboarder was doing some tricks, a kid carrying his bicycle passed by and got extremely lucky. At a Boston vs. Cleveland NBA game, when there was just a few seconds remaining, the team attempted a risky three-pointer, which didn't seem like it was going to go in, but ended up bouncing and tying the game with just 1/10 of a second remaining.
Bounces home. 1/10 of a second remaining.
I guess that Leprechaun does travel because the way this ball stayed up on the rim right here, look at the backspin that Bradley puts on that shot.
Apparently, standing up and grabbing something and putting it in its place can be a bit too much of an activity. These people got extremely lucky when the cup managed to go right in the cup holder by itself, thanks to the wind. With F1 car going at speeds well over 200 miles per hour, it's almost impossible to stop or avoid hitting something if it randomly comes in front. An F1 driver got very lucky that a bird managed to save himself by like an inch of getting hit with the wheel. When some trees started randomly falling into the water, a couple that were cruising with their boat in the area just left the spot seconds earlier, avoiding getting injured by the trees. When a plane was doing a takeoff in shallow water, the pilots got lucky to manage to take off completely before getting into an unsuitable place to take off. A crazy moment to watch was at the Red Bull's Rubik's Cube World Cup, was when the competitors were actually twins, and the winner won by just 0.001 second difference.
They're both messed up so bad.
Fall Guys has become a very popular game, in which you have to qualify by not being in the last ones to finish the challenge, and somehow this competitor got extremely lucky.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
There's a very well-known high-altitude theme park in Chongqing, which attracts thousands of tourists every year. And one of the attractions is a bridge that is 500 feet above land. An incredibly scary moment was reported when the safety cord released during one of the jumps, and the tourist was very lucky nothing happened. Even though a staff member said it was just a publicity stunt after the incident, an investigation was made, and turns out it wasn't. At an NBA game, one of the players got very lucky with a two-pointer when he didn't even try making the shot.
I scored one for the other team the other night. How about one that just bounces in?
An incredibly wholesome and lucky moment happened when a girl was on YouTube and found someone who looked exactly like her, so she decided to contact her. And turns out she was her twin sister, who were separated at birth, and they were even adopted the same day.
I found out that I actually might have a twin sister. She found out that I exist through YouTube. Go YouTube!
An Australian man, who miraculously woke up from a coma, bought a scratch card and won a car. So when the news reporter asked him to reenact the moment he bought the scratch card, he actually ended up winning $250,000 during the reenactment.
When we asked Bill to reenact buying his scratchy ticket.
I just won $250,000. I'm not joking.